Hello G's, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm Anna. We are in a place that we really wanted to show you guys for a long time here in Rincon de Loix, but it's kind of dangerous to get in here, so let's hope we're gonna be all right and nothing bad will happen. And stay tuned to see this video from Rincon de Loix, from the hot epicenter of fights, of issues in Benidorm, because people in this area are about to lose their homes. Let's start. Right near us, there's the camping Villa Sol. You can see it from here. This street leads to camping Armanello, and this is the Rincon de Loix. We've showed you this area once we got to know that there is a huge project pending to be approved for Benidorm town that will change Rincon de Loix forever and ever. Right near a lot of hotels such as Meliá, Benidorm, Flamingo Oasis, Levante Club, the private hospital Ahmed Levante, the Sundays market. All this area of Rincon de Loix that you can see right now will be absolutely changed forever and ever. And we did a special video for you guys of the darker side of Benidorm, which is this one right here, months ago, which I'm going to link for you down below this video in the first comment. So go to the comment section and you will find the direct link for this part to see how it looked like before. Right now, the building works have started already because the municipal hall has received all the necessary approvals for the building works to start. Before, all this area was green. It's a virgin zone with a lot of trees, a lot of plants and flowers. But right now, the brand new roundabout is already marking the space from where everything will change. The first part of this project will obviously be to prepare all the roads that will be leading to the future area, which will be full of a lot of different residential houses, apartments, hotels, green areas, as well as some maybe water tanks, like artificial water lakes, etc. This building work process has started already, and a lot of machines came to the zone. They've prepared the beginning of the brand new road out here, and this is something that people actually did not want to happen. There is a small community living in this area, a small gypsy community. First thing to say, obviously, we have nothing bad to say about anyone here. We are not against any type of cultures at all. Just saying that this was a small community, that these families, they all know each other, and they've all been living in this particular area for decades and decades. This was their home. And a lot of these houses, either they were abandoned and overtaken by them, or just their family home for a long time, and this is where they were living. Since the project has been approved, there have been a lot of tension with this particular community, because obviously what they need to do is leave their homes. They've been given some amount of money if it's in their property, and nothing if it's not their property, home or land, if it's not theirs. And they will need to search for another place to live. And these are big families with children. And obviously, knowing the situation that we have right now with rentals and property prices, it's gonna cost them a lot. And they'll probably need to shift to some areas that they don't potentially want to live in, because if not, it will be really, really expensive to stay in the same area they are right now. Since it has become known that this project has been approved, all these families were getting into a tense position, and eventually, just a couple hours after they got to know that machines will be coming soon to this area to clear it up, because there's been a lot of garbage, a lot of litter out here, and just thrown away materials, old mattresses and things like this, old some systems, like even hair dryers, washing machines, fridges, etc. All this has been there in this area for a lot of years, and they've decided to set it on fire. You know already by now, we've filmed it for you guys, we've made you a short video as well, and we've talked about it in the latest news update that Benidorm had a huge fire, a biggest fire probably in years, if not in a decade, in our zone, which affected particularly this area of Rincon de Loix. There were even helicopters, a lot of different planes, like water SOS planes, that were going towards the bay right in front of the old town of Benidorm to pick up some water and provide it to this area in order to extinguish the fire. First of all, people thought that this was because of a heat, that this was because of some litter left outside, but soon we all got to know by the firefighters and the police department that this fire was provoked. So this fire was an intentional fire set up in that area, because there was not the only single point, but there were several. There were around 4 points of fire in that particular area, and all this was set probably as a attention point of saying, we know what you're doing and we don't like what we see, stay away from our land. So this was the first part. This is when the issue actually started to be seen more and more. And the closer the day of the demolition of these houses is coming, the closer the cars, machines, and the equipment is coming to them, the more tense the situation actually is getting. After this big fire, there were a couple of smaller fires here. However, since there's police patrol here around, there are some police with motorcycles as well, and they are just checking out the situation and making sure no big fires will arise starting from now on. They got to extinguish it pretty quickly. All this zone right here that you see, which is the Sundays and Wednesdays market, this is also a private lot. So this is a private space, which is why, by the way, this market has a private security on it every single time it opens up, to make sure everything is safe and there's no pickpocketers and etc. There's surveillance as well during the market opening times. And all this is also a private part that has been sold to the municipal plan, to this project. And so far, the Sundays market is here. We will see where it will be moved once the area will start building as it is. However, meanwhile, we can still enjoy it. From here, you can see there's a lot of different skyscrapers, a lot of different buildings, hotels, apartments, apart hotels, some parking spaces. And this is not an issue. The issue comes from right there in front. This is where the majority of these people of this community actually live. And we are kind of not afraid, but slightly uncomfortable going to film here, because hopefully they won't see us, because if they will, probably they will be saying something to us. There is also a gas station right here, which is where people usually are coming to pick up some gas and buy some gas, like towards their house for a home use. So this area will be moved as well, and it's quite dangerous, because if they're setting a fire and it's gonna come up until here, this gas can potentially explode. From here, we can already see some cars passing by. This road is a road that all of us use quite a lot here in Benidorm, because it connects different parts of it, and it's quite easy to get from the national road directly to Rincon de Loix without any kind of light systems, and stops and traffic as it is. First thing that we actually see here in the area is how cleaned out it is. This is absolutely insane. All this was covered. You need to look the previous video to compare it. The change is massive. It's insane how changed this road actually looks like. Oh my goodness. We couldn't really see the change at the very beginning, but here You can see that it's all cleaned out. There's no plants, there's no nothing out here. It's all clean and being tidied up little by little. You know, they're not being too aggressive with the people that are living here, but they're cleaning it all out. And you can tell that they are actually preparing all this area to take all it down and to prepare for the new building works, as well as for these roads improvements, because this road will also be used to access. However, there's gonna be way more of them. Ooh, this area right here is the one I was uncomfortable about. This is the one that I said potentially there might be people out here. I hope there is not a lot of them outside, because we might get into trouble by filming all this, because they're really, really angry at the municipal hall. You know, it's just like a tiny spark necessary to start the issue and a problem for us. So let's hope it's not gonna be the case. And as you can see, people are still living here, because there's some clothes out there, there's some things, you know, obviously people are living here. And all this has been already worked. See, the cars, the vehicles, and all of this, they've even came up until this side, because everything is looking really, really clean right now. Oh my goodness, I think I've seen someone out there. I think I've seen someone on the left side, and they're looking at us. So let's hope they're not gonna be saying anything, because that will be uncomfortable. But okay, I think they're starting to say something to us, so we'll see how it goes. Oh my goodness, maybe that's an error to come here and film it, but we really, really wanted to show it to you guys, just so that you could see how it looks like actually right now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is where it got ugly actually. As you could have heard the last moment, we had to cut off the camera, because one of the people who are living in this area, he was shouting at us, basically yelling at us, what are we filming, stop filming, stop filming, you know. Slightly uncomfortable, unreasonable situation. I mean, I get that they are really, really angry and really anxious and really stressed out, and just not in the mood, let's say, for any kind of person that is outside their community to wander around their what was their home for all this time, for all these years, you know. So I absolutely get it. At the end, we just said to him, obviously we're not going to be filming his home, we're not going to be wandering around his property as it is. So he just said okay, and he went back home. However, this shows you the true situation that we have right now here in Benidorm, the authentic hot red spot of conflict in Benidorm town right now. We don't know what's gonna be happening yet with all this area, when all the cars will be coming here to take down these buildings, because that is when it's gonna be really hard. That is when probably they're gonna be protesting, or they're gonna just bring their children to the streets as well, you know, and just stop in front and not let the cars and vehicles to proceed with the demolition. You know, we don't really know what's gonna be happening, but what we do know is that they are so sick and tired of the municipal hall. I'm not saying they are right though, okay? I'm just saying that there is a conflict obviously between the municipal hall and the people who are living here and were living here for all this time. And right now, when this new massive project is in place, which obviously will improve the area, and Rincon de Loix will become even a more desired, let's call it like this, place to live in Benidorm town. Imagine being just a couple of minutes away from the beach, but at the same time you're away from nightclubs, from bars, from all this rush and hush, from these noises, you know, from the people drinking and shouting and yelling, from all this. But at the same time, you're really, really close to everything. You won't even need a vehicle to move around Benidorm if you stay at this particular area, and everything is close. Even the city center, you can comfortably and easily walk there if you would like to. So it's a great investment for this region. It's a great change that Benidorm needed, because obviously the green area is great, so many trees and wildlife, in a sense that all these plants and flowers that we have here in the zone, all this is great. However, changing it to an oasis to live, some green parks, children's playground, lakes maybe, all this also brings a lot of value to Benidorm town. Here you can see on the streets, basically this road was covered with different like rock walls that have been built decades and decades ago. And this road was very uneasy to pass. If you had a big car, you were facing the dilemma whether to pass here and risk on doing something to your vehicle, or choose another alternative route. So right now all this area is already way more clean, way more tidy. We can see that there's been a massive change, and every single day this area is being cleaned more and more. The municipal hall tried to remove a lot of the litter and garbage that was located in this area, maybe strategically to put another fire, or maybe just because people were used to throw things right here in this particular zone. But you can see already how amazing will this area be. We will have the views to Benidorm skyline towards the natural park, the cross of Benidorm, as well as even the Levante beach on the higher floors of different buildings. So definitely this is the area to consider. This is a lovely place, which will become a lovely place, better to say, sooner or later, hopefully sooner than later. And it will be a extra point that will attract investors and people who would love to buy a piece of Benidorm and have a property here for their holidays, to live the whole entire year, or maybe use it as an investment as is. Here on the screen, you can see what this project is looking like right now once it's approved. There's been a couple of changes since the project has been known, and since the municipal hall was willing to put it in place. However, this is the end type of project. And we are already right at the end of this road. See how fast we went from Rincon de Loix towards the National Road. Here is where we still have some of the nightclubs that have been located here for a long time, probably 30, 40, maybe even 50 or more years. And there is a karting place as well. So all the Rincon de Loix project will be from the area we've started the video up until this spot right here, which means that in the future probably kartings might stay still here, might still be able to work. However, the nightclubs, probably these places, these spots and parcels will be sold towards the people who are leading the project. These places right here, which is erotic Benidorm and all these like night pubs that are here on the right side, that are not working any longer, even so it doesn't really matter. All these places will be gone, so don't worry, you won't have like nightclubs and showgirls places here whenever, if you will decide, better to say, to buy property here in this brand new residential area of Benidorm town, Rincon de Loix. But we can actually see that people started to clean it up, and people started to take all the garbage, all the litter from here, clean all the area out slowly but surely, and prepare for it to be demolished 100%. And to be honest with you, the views from here are actually really lovely. Once you step on the field where the future buildings will be, which we will do in a second, you will see how lovely it actually is, especially on the higher floors. Some of these nightclubs are still here, which is Privilege and Penelope. club, and these ones are working still so far. However, in the future probably they're not going to be here, so they will move either to a different location or close in this area forever, making the huge expansion of Benidorm towards residential area, because that's what's necessary here in the zone. More residential space, more apartments, more green areas to Benidorm to thrive, for Benidorm to thrive. And this is one of the parcels that has been cleaned already. You can see that there's been some work going on out here, and look at how they are getting closer and closer to Rincon de Loix. From here you already have some lovely views towards the natural park, the mountains, the skyline. All entire Rincon de Loix can be seen from this place right here. And to be honest with you, some hard months and even couple of years probably are waiting for this zone of Benidorm. However, once it all is over, once the building work actually starts and houses are demolished and all the buildings that are not needed are demolished and all of it is cleaned, this is definitely going to make the before and after of Benidorm's Rincon de Loix. Let's just sincerely hope that it's not gonna be affecting more in fires and issues this lovely area that soon will become a paradise to live in the sunniest town of Benidorm. Thank you all for watching today's quite long video update on how the Rincon de Loix is doing, and in particular how the hottest conflict spot #1 in Benidorm town is doing right now, once the building works and road works have started already. Thank you all for accompanying us today. We're fine, we're alive, and most importantly, we were able to show you what changes this area has done so far. We'll see you in a new video.